playing your favorites. KSMO Salem.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. How's your cell phone service? Some Americans are wrestling with cellular outages. AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and other service providers affected. AT&T had more than 50,000 outages this morning in locations including Houston, Atlanta, and Chicago. The latest now on that court ruling in Alabama. The frozen embryos can be considered children. Alabama's largest hospital now pausing in vitro fertilization treatments. The AP's Lisa Dwyer.
The University of Alabama Birmingham announced that its UAB Division of Reproductive Endocrinology and Infertility has paused the treatments as it evaluates Alabama's Supreme Court decision. The ruling involves wrongful death cases brought by couples who had frozen embryos destroyed in an accident at a fertility clinic. The ruling by the all-Republican Alabama Supreme Court prompted a wave of concern about the future of IVF treatments in the state. Patients called clinics to see if scheduled IVF treatments would continue as providers are consulting with attorneys.
Who would Donald Trump choose as a vice presidential running mate if he's the GOP nominee for president? Last night at a town hall in South Carolina, he was asked what he's looking for in a vice presidential candidate, and he gestured toward Republican Senator Tim Scott as he said this.
Always the first quality has to be somebody that you think will be a good president, because if something should happen, you have to have somebody that's going to be a great president. A lot of people are talking about that gentleman right over there.
That town hall hosted by Laura Ingraham for the Fox News Channel. During a fundraiser for his re-election campaign last night, President Biden called Russian President Putin a crazy SOB. A Russian military blogger has died in an apparent suicide after facing a barrage of criticism for revealing heavy losses in Ukraine. This is AP News. The latest on Alzheimer's.
A new study offers a closer look at the domino-like sequence of brain changes that lead to Alzheimer's disease. A large study in China tracked middle-aged and older adults for 20 years. Using regular brain scans, spinal taps, and other tests, people who eventually developed Alzheimer's had higher levels of an Alzheimer's-linked protein in their spinal fluid 18 years prior to diagnosis. Every few years after that, the study detected another so-called biomarker of brewing trouble. Scientists don't know exactly how Alzheimer's forms. An early sign is a sticky protein called beta amyloid, which over time builds up into brain-clogging plaques. It's not enough alone to damage memory, but abnormal tau protein that forms neuron-killing tangles, one of several co-conspirators. Findings have no practical implications yet, but it offers a timeline for how these abnormalities pile up. I'm Ed Donahue.
And I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Village Cabinetry is a custom cabinet shop that takes pride in crafting beautiful hardwood cabinetry pieces for our excellent clientele. For 40 years, their village has been specializing in providing an experience for those looking to remodel or fill their new home with stunning cabinetry. Their hope is to spread kindness every step of the way, making their clients' experience the very best. Check them out on Facebook or call Village Gallery at 729-2726. They look forward to being your cabinet makers.
Protecting our kids is second nature. And in the blink of an eye, they're all grown, and protecting them gets a bit harder. But you can start protecting their future now from HPV cancers by getting them the HPV vaccine by the CDC recommended age of 11 or 12. The Missouri Immunization Coalition reminds you to talk to your child's doctor about HPV and how the HPV vaccine is proven, safe, and effective cancer prevention. Protecting our kids is second nature, even when they're all grown up. Start now with the HPV vaccine. Learn more at moimmunize.org.
Throughout its long and distinguished history, the FFA organization has provided leadership skills to countless youth in America. These youth, empowered with the skills learned through the FFA program, become valuable assets to their communities. Over the years, rural communities have gone through many changes. However, agricultural and its related enterprises remains a cornerstone of most of these towns. Without the agricultural and leadership skills provided by the FFA organization, there is no doubt that the face of rural America would be much different. At Riverways Federal Credit Union, we are proud to support the Salem FFA program and all it stands for. Thank you, FFA, for all you have done, and here's to an incredible future.
Thank you, Scott. KSMO Radio, 729 is our time. And right here at your hometown radio station, our forecast continues to call for the possibility of getting a little bit of scattered light rain this morning. Not much else out there. Just a few hit and miss, little lingering light showers. Partly sunny is what we really expect to have pretty much now throughout most of the rest of the day. Now, we still can't rule out a little isolated hit and miss, little batch of rain that could pop up. But besides that, we should be in pretty good shape with a high today of 67. Winds eventually will move from the south to the north, and we'll have clearing skies tonight. Much cooler, low of 37. With northwest winds at 10 to 15, our gusts could be 20 miles an hour. Sunshine Friday, a little bit cooler with a high close to 60. Northwesterly breezes 10 to 15, could gust to 25. For Friday night, clear, low of 32. With northwest winds still at 10 to 15, still gusting to over 20 miles an hour. Saturday itself, sunny, high of 53. North winds will eventually move to the south by the afternoon. Clear Saturday night, low of 38, and sunny Sunday, high of 70. At the KSMO studios right now, your hometown radio station. We have 55 degrees at your hometown radio source. We're going to call it partly to mostly cloudy. Has some little stripes. Have a few little areas of blue out there. I was going to say strips of blue, but I'm not even sure that's right, and I ended up saying stripes. I don't know where that came from. But nonetheless, that's what we do have. And right now, here at your hometown radio station, we're about feeling like 52 with 8-mile-an-hour winds out of south. 87% is our relative humidity, and the pressure at 29.68 inches. We got local news coming up next on your Thursday, February 22nd, the real Washington's birthday, by the way, here at KSMO, but you're probably not getting off for this one because you got off on Monday. So if you had the vacation day on President's Day, is what they call Monday, today actually is George Washington's birthday. So there you go. For those who may not be in the know, maybe you never experienced Washington's true birthday. Yeah, there you go. At KSMO, your hometown radio station. Stick around. News, it's next.
Save on everyday items with digital coupons at Country Mart. It's easy. Download the Town & Country Markets app and browse through a variety of digital coupons available and clip them to your account. You can also clip digital coupons online at tcmarkets.com. Shop at a store for your favorite items, then tell them your phone number at checkout, and the digital coupons will be deducted from your purchase automatically. Scan the QR code on the in-store flyer to learn more and start saving more today.
Are you a renter that has always dreamed of owning your own home but aren't sure where to start? Town & Country Bank can help. With our local lending team, Town & Country Bank has been helping renters make their dreams come true by giving them the tools they need to own their very own home. I'm Andrew Wynn with Town & Country Bank. Stop by today and let us help you take the first step to home ownership. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 899641.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
It's Winter Car Care at K&H Auto Supply, where you'll find great deals on Park City Conventional 5 quarts of motor oil and MicroGuard filter, $26.99. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Fuel Additive for $17.99. And Lucas High Mileage Fuel Treatment for $8.99. That's at K&H Auto Supply, your Park City Auto Parts store.
Park City, yeah, Park City, Park City.
At KSMO, time for news. Local news brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO Radio. Local news being brought to you by 1340 AM, 95.7 FM, online, KSMOradio.com, our KSMO Stream Facebook page, and KSMO YouTube. Welcome. It's Thursday, February 22nd. My name is Stan Stevens, bringing it to you on KSMO Media. In news, the Dane County Health Center Board of Trustees held their regular meeting Thursday, February 15th. The meeting of the January 25th minutes were read and approved, and followed by that, the Service and Statistics Report by Administrator Zach Mosher was also approved. In the Communicable Disease Report, he did state there were 25 COVID-19 cases reported, 42 lead cases, 20 screenings for sexually transmitted infections, 39 cases of influenza, and 7 animal bites. Assistant Administrator Roma Jones gave the environmental report, where 5 total inspections were conducted. There were no recalls, no sewer complaints, and 15 environmental questions were fielded. The maternal child health statistics showed 1 car seat was distributed. There was 1 CPR course, 1 consultation for child care health, 2 presumptive eligibility meetings, and 325 WIC appointments were kept. The community-specific services summary showed 519 total appointments other than WIC, 153 nurse practitioner appointments, 91 treatment court visits, 208 lab appointments, and 79 immunization appointments. Nurse practitioner service details showed 1 Show Me Health Woman appointment, 4 family plannings, 7 well child visits, 11 online appointments, 4 other physicals, 21 KSMO physicals, 14 other visits, and 90 acute illness appointments. Laboratory details showed 183 individual patients, 24 appointments for rapid tests for COVID, flu, RSV, or strep, 1 pregnancy test, and 8 lead tests. Immunizations for January totaled 40 for COVID-19, 12 for influenza, and 76 other vaccines were administered, including the new RSV vaccine and new formulations of pneumonia vaccine. In the administrator's report, Moser reported that the Department of Health and Senior Services is months behind on paying WIC, noting that the October invoice was just paid February 13th. He said that an extension of adult immunization grant through the Department of Health and Senior Services and a NACHO grant were both applied for, but the center has received notification that the Denton County Health Center was not chosen for the NACHO grant. Moser said that the Denton County Health Center is participating in a public health gap analysis with the University of Missouri and Department of Health and Senior Services, and that is based on the foundational public health services model. He reported on the progress on the actions cited in the strategic plan. People-Centric recommended a shortened version of the vision statement, but the board felt the original version more nearly reflected the health care vision of the Denton County Health Center. The Health Center financial reports for January, including the overall results from H&R Block, were reviewed. Discussion was held on the balance sheet, income statement, and budget statements. After these questions were answered, the financial reports and the report from H&R Block were approved. In new business, a finalized strategic plan document was presented to the board and adopted. The health plan that the employees chose was presented, and it is in line with what the hospital had budgeted. What the Denton County Health Center had budgeted. Moser recommended $150 per month health insurance stipend to all employees, and the board approved that. No closed session was held. The next regular meeting of the board for the Denton County Health Center was set for Thursday, March 21st at 5 o'clock. Salem Memorial Hospital regular board meeting was held Tuesday evening in the hospital library. The board heard a draft audit report for the fiscal year ending June 30th of 2023 from Gene Nyberg from Forvis CPA and Advisors. Nyberg said an unmodified accountant's opinion was given, which indicates that it was a clean audit. She noted a decrease in cash of $3 million over the year, and with the accounts payable increase, she was concerned the hospital will not be able to sustain for 12 months should the hospital continue to sustain monthly operating losses and have negative operating cash flows. The bond that was issued for capital projects had received a second year of being out of compliance due to the ongoing losses. The bank could call the debt if that continues, and those capital projects are now being classified as a short-term debt obligation rather than long-term. The hospital had a decrease in net position of $2.3 million compared to $1.6 million in the previous audit. The opinion letter pointed out that the hospital is evaluating ways to reduce expenses and increase volumes, and they feel that this will provide sufficient cash to meet their requirements over the next year, but there are no assurances that the entity will be successful. Again, this is a draft of the eventual audit report. In the administrator's report, interim CEO Jason Edwards reported CLIA reinspection completed in the lab showed full compliance. Inspectors praised the lab team and processes and stated they have no issues with receiving lab services now at SMH. Edwards reported that torch funds have been received, and a population health member will be hired to develop and implement a community-level population health strategy within the hospital and with their local partners. The 340B drug optimization will begin this month. In the Delta Region grant, a work plan has been approved for the Revenue Integrity Assistance Charge Master to pull data and make assessments. In the summary of operations for January, Chief Financial Officer Doug Hoban reported that the hospital had a loss from operations of $299,617, with an excess of revenues over expenses of $19,591, and a positive cash flow of $125,000. Hoban reported hospital admissions in January were 79, which included 10 swing bed and 38 observation admissions, with a total of 255 patient census days. In January, there were 1,367 outpatient registrations, 1,473 cardiopulmonary procedures, 6,316 lab tests, 1,111 radiological procedures, 667 rehab treatments, 25 surgical procedures, and 32 home health visits. There were 595 emergency room visits, with 59 patients being admitted. A total of 230 ambulance runs were made, with 174 patients being transported. He said days cash on hand at the end of January was 26. The clinic showed a net loss of $26,016 for the month. The 340B plan showed expenses over revenues for the month of $6,236 due to $42,000 in obsolete inventory that had not been audited for several years. Chief Nursing Officer Ashley Owens said that there's still a need for 5 full-time nighttime nurses. Edwards reminded everyone of the Hospital Foundation's Dancing with the Salem Stars to be held at the Salem High School gym Saturday night at 7. Edwards reported on the state and match funding, and the hospital had received approval for their first request for a total of $428,214, and they're expected to request the additional funds by the end of May. The plans for the Delta Region grant to assist with the strategic planning has been put on hold. Board member Zach Moser stated the importance of doing a strategic plan and wanted to either conduct that planning session internally or find someone to help lead the department leaders, physicians, administration, and board members as soon as possible. The board is expected to discuss the medical staff bylaws at their next meeting. The board then went into closed session. And tonight, the Salem Planning and Zoning Board of Commissioners will hold a public hearing at 5:30. That'll be at the Salem Community Center at the Armory, followed by a public meeting to discuss a request for plat approval at 402 South Pershing on property owned by Betty Allen and Robert Stroberg. The hearing and meeting are both open to the public. City of Salem Board of Aldermen will be holding a special closed session meeting tonight at 6 at the Salem Community Center at the Armory. That meeting will not be open to the public. And don't forget, tomorrow will be FFA Day here on KSMO, as former FFA advisor Bob Parsons will be interviewing students, and that will begin at about 8:20 to 8:30 in the morning and conclude about 3 o'clock. Those FFA Day interviews with students can be heard on KSMO Radio, AM 1340, 95.7. And we'll video stream those interviews on KSMORadio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook, and KSMO YouTube. You can find out a lot about those students, their SAE projects, awards, record books, future plans, how they got started in FFA, or maybe is it just a family tradition. You'll find out all this and more come tomorrow, beginning about 8:20, 8:30 on KSMO, and wrapping up at about 3 in the afternoon. Keep it here for sports next. It's up after this.
In an era where sustainability and environmental responsibility are paramount, the world of colossal machinery is embracing the challenge of decarbonization. Scott Fenwick, Technical Director for Clean Fuels Alliance America, says the upcoming Clean Fuels Conference will provide some insight on the efforts to secure OEM approvals.
Certain applications have certain requirements. And so those are just a few of the things that Clean Fuels and the technical program here has been working on, sharing data with those original equipment companies and those engine manufacturers to prove and answer the questions they've got. What issues might we have with the fueling infrastructure? is biodiesel compatible with the hoses that are draped over the sides of a ship, or with the tanks and the fueling infrastructure for locomotives moving across the country?
To learn more, visit cleanfuelsconference.org.
At KSMO time for sports, the St. Louis Blues will take on the New York Islanders tonight at 6:30 on KSMO Radio. That's the pregame show. Game time will be just after 7 here on KSMO. Salem basketball Tigers play Ava tomorrow night in their homecoming game. Salem enters the game with a 13-12 record, 3-3 in the SCA Conference. The homecoming festivities will be held between the JV and varsity games. Salem boys basketball JV will then go for their second straight year of sweeping the SCA Conference. Currently, they're 6-0 in the conference play. They could win tomorrow night over Ava, and they will sweep the SCA with a perfect 7-0 record. And the Missouri basketball Tigers will be at Arkansas Saturday morning at 10:30. They're 8-18 on the year and still looking for their first win in the SEC Conference. They're 0-13. Here at KSMO, that'll do it for a look at news and sports brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO at 7:45. And time for the daily investment report from the offices of Joe Brand and Lee and Nash of Edward Jones. Edward Jones Brokerage, helping people with their investment needs. They've been doing so since way back in 1922. Let them help you today. Call them at 729-3831 locally or drop by 907 South Pershing. Joe Brand, Lee and Nash of Edward Jones, member SIPC. And our daily investment report. With a report this morning, it's Joe Brand. Joe?
Thank you. This is Joe Brand of Edward Jones bringing you the daily financial market report. After trading lower through much of the day, the S&P 500 and Dow closed just above flatline on Wednesday as some give back in the skyrocketing mega caps tech gains has impacted the broader averages this week, particularly the NASDAQ, which closed lower on the day. It was a very light day for economic data, while the broader investment outlook will continue to be driven by monetary policy decisions ahead. Wednesday's action looks to have been largely influenced by a pause in the technology rally. The technology and communication services sectors were the worst performers of the day, while the energy and utility sectors led the gainers. Bonds edged lower, driving a slight uptick in the 10-year Treasury yield. Elsewhere, European and Asian markets were down modestly on the day, while oil prices gained more than 1%. The Dow closed up 48 points at 38,612. The NASDAQ closed down 50 points at 15,581. The S&P 500 closed up 6 at 4,982. 10-year Treasury yields are trading at 4.33%, higher by 5 basis points. Oil was up 99 cents at $78.03. Gold was down $4.50 at $2,035.30. With stocks of local interest, Ameren 71.40 up $1.53, AT&T $17 up 9 cents. Boeing 201.57 down $1.80. Dollar General 141.72 down 77 cents. ExxonMobil 104.85 up $2.10. McDonald's 293.91 up $1.26. Microsoft 402.18 down 61 cents. PepsiCo 168.83 up 18 cents. Pfizer 27.67 up 8 cents. Procter & Gamble 160.40 up $1.89. U.S. Bancorp 40.82 down 32 cents. Walmart 173.70 down $2.16. This has been today's financial market report brought to you by Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice. Right here in Salem at 907 South Pershing. If you'd like additional information, please stop by or call 729-3831.
Thank you, Joe. And don't forget to join us again for our next daily investment report coming your way this afternoon, right around 5:30, 5:35, or tomorrow morning, 7:40, 7:45. The daily investment report from the offices of Joe Brand and Lee and Nash of Edward Jones right here in Salem, 907 South Pershing, 729-3831. Call them about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, municipal bonds. Maybe it's 401k you're interested in. Or might it be just something as simple as a CD or maybe an IRA. Get in touch with them today and they can help you. 729-3831. Joe Brand, Lee and Nash of Edward Jones, member SIPC. It is our FFA week at KSMO. We will have hospital interim administrator, Mr. Jason Edwards, in around 8:30. We'll be talking to him about Tuesday's meeting. And then at right after 9 o'clock, we'll have Daryl Skiles in from the South Central Regional Stockyards and their report. And hopefully you'll Get a chance to catch both of those. If you can't catch them live on KSMO Radio, AM 1340, FM 95.7, we are streaming them at KSMoRadio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook, and KSMO YouTube. You can catch those. Then, if you can't catch them live, you can always go back and listen to them later on here on KSMO Radio. You can always go to our website, KSMoRadio.com, and click on those opportunities for you to stream or go back into our archives all the time, even for your world today. So we appreciate those that do that as well. All right, keep it right here. We have weather on the way next. It's coming up in just a moment.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at Advanced Chiropractic, Jet Tires and Auto, Salem Bowling Center, and Terrell's Complete Auto Care, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Town Screen in Salem.
Are you looking for a way to meet new people and develop important skills all at the same time? Join FFA and you can explore over 200 fulfilling careers in agriculture. Communications, resource management, and engineering are just a few of the opportunities when you join FFA. Salem License Bureau is proud to support the Salem FFA chapter during FFA Week.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Now time for weather on Operation Weather Watch. Complete summary of weather in the region and KSMO listening area. The surface low and front will move over and through the area this morning, and then northerly winds are likely by the afternoon. A slightly stronger lift this afternoon could help develop some isolated showers across south central Missouri. We could see some potential clearing from the west today, and even with the front, we do expect temperatures still be back into the 60s today. A cooler and drier air mass will build in tonight with lows in the 30s in our area, near 40 out west. Skies will be mostly clear with another above average temperature day on Friday. Highs will still be in the 50s to near 60. Northwest winds, though, will be with us, and combined with a dry air mass that could lead to an elevated grass fire danger, but it will be a little bit cooler. The weekend, we have northwest flow aloft that looks to persist on Saturday. It'll be about a 10-degree high temperature spread from out west to our area. Areas east of Springfield will be down to into the 50s. West of Springfield should be back into the 60s, but it will be clear and dry no matter where you are in the state of Missouri. Now, mid-level heights and thicknesses will begin to rise starting Sunday as the low-level flow becomes a southwesterly flow again. Currently, the forecasts do show some potential to get into the 70s, but it all depends on the cloud cover. Also, I need to watch out for the relative humidity because if it gets down too low, there could be a little elevated fire danger over the weekend. Now next week, Monday and Tuesday are shaping up to be exceptionally warm and perhaps even record-breaking. Could have temperatures in the 70s and possibly even upper 70s and near 80, depending upon the cloud cover. Now, while low-level moisture will be slowly increasing, temperatures this warm will likely allow for at least some mixing to occur, which this could allow some winds to increase ahead of that system. If that does occur, and as dry as it may be, it could be a little bit elevated fire danger for that crisp vegetation out there. It has not yet greened back up yet. 72 our high yesterday, 47 the low, normal high 52, normal low 30, record high of 76 was in 1995, -1 the record low in 1978. No rain yesterday. Did have a little bit after midnight, but that was after midnight. Monday total standing at 9/10 of an inch, 1 7/10 would be normal. 6 3/4 our total for the year. 4 1/4 would be normal. 6:47 the time of sunrise this morning. 5:52, the time of sunset. The extended forecast for Monday through Wednesday: sunshine Monday, 73 for a high. Cloudy Monday night, low 57. Partly sunny Tuesday, high is 78, and getting breezier as the day goes on as a cool front will come through Tuesday night. We'll have a chance of some showers Tuesday night, low of 47. It will be breezy. And then partly sunny on Wednesday with a chance of showers again. Cooler and a high of near 60 degrees and still some breezy conditions. That local forecast and our current conditions next in a moment.
Do you know who some of the most avid readers of Cardinals Magazine are? It's Cardinal alumni. Our former players tell me time and again that Cardinals Magazine is one of their favorite ways to stay connected to the birds on the bat.
And you know, Ricky, I've heard the same thing. They feel like they're still coming to the ballpark each day when they're enjoying the impressive lineup of feature stories in every issue of Cardinals Magazine.
Cardinals Magazine helps you really get to know the current players, not only their stories in uniform, but who they are off the field and how they got to where they are.
And it doesn't stop with the stories on current players. No one does a better job giving fans a truer picture of everything happening on the field, inside the ballpark, and all over Cardinals Nation. Even stories on our Cardinals alumni.
Join our former players who enjoy the classic coverage of Cardinals Magazine. Subscribe for yourself and your favorite fan at cardinals.com/magazine or 314-345-9000.
Cardinals Magazine. It's all here.
7:55 at KSMO Radio. Our forecast calls for it to be cloudy to partly cloudy today with a high of 67. We could see sunshine by this afternoon. A lot more of it, though. Winds will be southerly 10 to 15, but by the afternoon, those winds will be moving to the north. Clear skies tonight, low of 37. We will have a northwesterly breeze 10 to 15, gusting to 20 after topping out in the mid to upper 60s today. Will be a little bit cooler on Friday with a high about 58, 59. We will have a northwesterly breeze 5 to 15, gusting to 25, and a lot of sunshine expected on Friday. Friday night it'll be clear and a low of 32 with northwest winds 10 to 15, gusting to 20 to 25, putting wind chills down in the 20s. Sunny Saturday, high of 53 with the north breeze 5 to 10 initially, becoming southerly by the afternoon. Clear skies Saturday night, low of 38, and more sunshine Sunday, warming back up to near 70. At the KSMO studios, your hometown radio station, we have a temperature reading right now at KSMO Radio of 55 degrees. We're going to call it partly cloudy to cloudy because really we have some gaps out there in those clouds. So hopefully you're able to enjoy that. Maybe get a little peek or two of sunshine here and there. 7-mile-an-hour winds out of south. 88% relative humidity. Pressure steady, 9.69. And again, steady when our temperature reading feeling like right now 53 degrees. And that's been a look at weather on Operation Weather Watch. Complete summary of weather in the region and the KSMO listening area. We invite you to stick around. We do have coming your way next our Civic Record. That comes up in 90 seconds. Keep it here.
Check out these New Year's savings at Napa Auto Parts Store in Salem. You'll find Seafoam concentrated fuel injector cleaner starting at $4.99. Napa Extended Life Cooling System Antifreeze Plus Coolant for all makes and models starting at $12.99 for the 1-gallon size. Stop by Napa Auto Parts Store, 604 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem today.
Every day we share personal information, like when you write a check, apply for a credit card, or even make a call on a cell phone. And the Bank of Salem wants to pass on some tips on how to protect yourself from identity theft. Don't carry around more checks, credit cards, or identification information than you really need in your wallet. Make sure you always safely store those items and other important documents. Plus, you should always choose passwords and PIN numbers that will be tough for someone to figure out. These tips are brought to you by the Bank of Salem, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Agriculture plays a big part in our everyday lives, from fibers in our clothes to the foods that we eat. If it weren't for agricultural programs such as FFA, we wouldn't have the resources that we do, and that's one reason Roberts Judson and the staff are proud to support the Salem FFA chapter. Roberts Judson at 302 East 4th Street in Salem.
Here at KSMO Radio, it's 7:58. Top of the hour time brought to you by Doug Wisdom and Wisdom Financial Services. 729-7508. Get in touch with Doug. Talk to him about what you might want to be doing in the future with a retirement plan or maybe setting aside money for an annuity. Doug Wisdom, Wisdom Financial Services. At the KSMO studios. Time right now here at your hometown radio station for our Civic Record. It's a program of church and civic news and a mention of persons recently deceased. Brought to you by your friends at Southtown Furniture on Highway 19 South right here in Salem. That major sales event's coming to an end. You don't want to let it pass you by, so don't let it get too far away. Get in touch with them today or tomorrow. Don't let it pass you by again. Major sales events don't come along very often, and this one you're going to find extremely low prices, some 10 to 60% off. They're already low everyday price. Southtown Furniture in Salem, truly where the bargains are. 2 blocks south of the crossroads on Highway 19 at 1601 South Highway 19, 729-3422, or online, SouthtownFurnitureSalem.com. George David Miller of Salem passed away Monday, February 19th, at the age of 82. Funeral services for George David Miller will be at 11 o'clock this morning at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Burial will be in the New Hope Cemetery. George David Miller, survived by children Dwayne Miller and wife Melissa of Salem, and Pam Taggart of Salem, and a brother Calvin Miller and Lou of Bismarck, Missouri. 4 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, and a great-grandchild, and a host of nieces, nephews, relatives, and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for George David Miller, whose funeral services will be at 11 o'clock this morning at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Leonard Ray Sutton of Salem passed away Sunday at the age of 84. Funeral services for Leonard Ray Sutton will be at 1 o'clock Friday afternoon at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation from 11 in the morning until service time on Friday. Burial will be in the Polk Memorial Cemetery. Ray Sutton is survived by his wife Joan Sutton of Salem, children Rich Sutton and wife Chandra of Salem, Don Sutton and wife Serena of Bunker, and Susie Heineman and husband Bart of Georgetown, Indiana. A brother, Harold Sutton, and wife Sue of Ravenden Springs, Arkansas, 7 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren, and a host of nieces, nephews, and friends. Memorials may be made to the Polk Memorial Cemetery. Envelopes are available, and all the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Leonard Ray Sutton, whose funeral services will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Coulter James Walker V entered into heaven on Wednesday, February 14th. Coulter is an infant. Funeral services for Coulter Walker will be held at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation from 1 until service time at the chapel. Burial will be in the Dry Fork Cemetery. Baby Coulter James Walker is survived by parents Logan and Caitlin Walker of Salem, grandparents Joanne and Darrell Fisk of Salem, Melissa Young of Licking, Travis Ivexix of Salem, Jimmy Walker and Bonnie Brooks of Salem, Brittany and Austin Shelton of Salem, great-grandparents Billy and Lisa Miller, and Jim and Rita Walker of Salem, and a host of aunts, uncles, and extended family. Memorial contributions may be made to help provide a memorial stone. Envelopes are available, and all arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Coulter James Walker V, whose funeral services will be Sunday afternoon at 2 at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. More of our Civic Record next when we come right back.
Southtown Furniture.
Let me tell you about Southtown Furniture's major sales event. It's their biggest inventory ever at Southtown Furniture, where they have in-stock furniture and mattresses from one end of the building to the other and from wall to wall. You're not going to believe this, but Southtown Furniture is offering 10 to 60% discounts on their already low everyday prices. Southtown Furniture accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can also ask them about layaway plans. Don't miss this big sales event going on right now at Southtown Furniture, where they've been serving the smart shopper since 1922, Highway 19 South, right here in Salem.
The best selection, you'll agree, with satisfaction guaranteed. Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Continuing with the Civic record, there's an all-you-can-eat fish fry coming up this Friday night. The Knights of Columbus will put that on to Sacred Heart Parish Hall from 4 until 7. That's located on MacArthur Avenue, and their menu will feature fried fish, hush puppies, coleslaw, baked beans, green beans, French fries, a dessert and drink. Again, it's all you can eat. $15 for that if you're an adult. If you're a child 5 to 10, it's $8. You can eat it there at the Sacred Heart Church Parish Hall, or you can have it to go. Knights of Columbus, Friday fish fries this Friday and Fridays all the way through March the 22nd. It's an all-you-can-eat fish fry, $15 for adults, $8 for children 5 to 10. Little ones eat free. Dine in or carry out, it doesn't matter. The Knights of Columbus Friday fish fries going on through March 22nd. Tomorrow night, the Salem Eagles will also be having an all-you-can-eat fish fry out there at their location on 32 West, just past the airport. The cost of that's $12 a plate, and that'll be held from 5 until 8. And while you're there, you may stick around and have some fun with the karaoke from 7 to 11 with Backwoods Productions. Friday night, the Salem Eagles and all-you-can-eat fish fry. And the cost $12 a plate. That includes all the fixins as well from 5 until 8 with the karaoke from 7 to 11. The Salem Eagles is on 32 West, just past the airport, on the north side of Highway 32, on your way toward Ligging. You won't miss it. Check it out. It's right there on that curve when you get past Route F, and you can just stop on in and check that out Friday night for the fish fry or the karaoke. It's open to everyone. Salem Acoustic Jam will be held this Saturday at the Creative Arts Center. Come on out, bring your instrument, and join in, or just come and listen and tap your feet. All types of music are played, and whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, you're welcome to come and be a part of the fun of the Salem Acoustic Jam. Saturday night at 6:30 at the Creative Arts Center. There's absolutely no charge to attend. A drawing from Life, Light, and Depth class will be held Monday morning from 10 until noon with Lexi Much. Drawing is a practiced skill. It's not innate talent, and you can cover ways to find and practice and improve no matter what your skill level is. Though the still lifes can be in pencil, charcoal, and ink, they will hone their powers of observation and attention, and don't let old fears or wounds hold you back from creating beautiful art today. A class of those who would like to hone their drawing skills and achieving the illusion of 3D depth in their 2D artwork, that'll be presented. Also focus on the presence of light, shadow, and elements of creating depth in a drawing. All skill levels, they're welcome. Class is open to those who are 12 years of age and above. At least 3 people will not need to sign up for the class, and it will be limited to 16. The cost of the class, there you go, $25. This includes your supplies. And again, it'll be Monday morning from 10 to noon with Lexi Much at the Creative Arts Center. You can get registered on a first-come, first-served basis online at salemcommunitybetterment.com under the programs at Creative Arts Center. And at the Salem Nutrition site today, they'll be serving up beef lasagna, garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. That menu can change without notice. It is served for lunch from 11 to 12:30, and everybody's welcome to attend. Soup and salad bars also available at 10:30, and dessert goes with the meal as well. on a daily basis. The Salem Nutrition site's located inside the Salem Senior Center. As I mentioned, all ages, everyone is welcome. If you're 60 and above, your suggested contribution is $5. If you're under the age of 60, it's $7. And they do welcome everybody to the Salem Nutrition site at 604 North McGrath Lane inside the Salem Senior Center from 11 to 12:30, where that menu today is beef lasagna, garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Don't forget the menu can change without notice. There you have it, a look at our civic record. It's a program of church and civic news, and a mention of persons recently deceased, brought to you by Southtown Furniture, Highway 19 South, right here in Salem. Make it a point to stop on by, visit, browse around the store, take a good hard look. It's their major sales event going on right now, which will get your attention even more with those super low prices. Southtown Furniture right here in Salem, truly where the bargains are, at 1601 South Highway 19. Again, open Monday through Saturday. Southtown Furniture is where the bargains are. Don't forget, Interim Hospital Administrator, Mr. Jason Edwards, will be in this morning. We're talking to him about Tuesday's meeting at about 8:30. And then Daryl Skiles from the South Central Regional Stockyards will be in about 9 right here on KSMO. Your back-to-back interviews today. And as the sun's starting to make its way out, really going to be, I think, a pretty nice day today. So enjoy it. Most of the rain is out of the area. I'm trying to even find really if there's any. I don't see any on the radar showing up. I won't rule out a drop or two somewhere out there. But as of right now, looks pretty good that we are probably going to clear out by the afternoon, have quite a bit of sunshine today. So should be another pretty good day for us in our area. All righty, keep it right here at KSMO Radio as we have coming up next statewide news from the Missouri Net on KSMO.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Our nation seeks effective leaders with solutions. We demand quality education and positive activities for our young people. FFA empowers students to develop and fulfill a vision for themselves and their nation. They gain the premium leadership, personal growth, and career success skills they need to win in agriculture or any other industry. Join Century 21 South Central Realty, Beth Rizzo Broker Associate, in saluting the Salem FFA chapter during National FFA Week.
Hey, it's Fitz, the guy who plays the hits from the Country Top 40. And in case you missed it last weekend, it was Riley Green and Luke Combs at the top with Different Round Here. And this weekend, Riley and Luke are going to be going head-to-head with Warren Zeiders, who is eagerly awaiting his career-first #1 with Pretty Little Poison. I'm telling you, anything could happen on the country charts. So we'll see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz.
Missouri Net News, I'm Marshall Griffin. The U.S. Supreme Court will not hear a Missouri case centering on religious discrimination and alleged sexual harassment. Attorney General Andrew Bailey had appealed the lower court ruling in Missouri Department of Corrections versus Gene Finney, in which a court removed jurors because of their religious beliefs. Finney had sued the DOC, claiming she was discriminated against for having a same-sex relationship with the former spouse of a coworker. Supreme Court Justice Sam Alito said the case raises concerns over the 2015 ruling that legalized same-sex marriage and what he calls danger over religious Americans being labeled as bigots and treated as such by the federal government. Alito's opinion raises concerns by some that the Supreme Court could reopen that 2015 case. The Missouri House is considering a bill requesting money to help deal with radioactive waste contaminating parts of Missouri, primarily in the St. Louis area. Under Republican Mark Matison's bill, cities could investigate radioactive waste exposure concerns, and the Department of Natural Resources would use state funding to investigate. Bateson created the investigation fund in 2018, but it's never seen funding from the General Assembly. He says Governor Mike Parson's reasoning was simple.
The federal government caused this problem. They should pay for it. But unfortunately, the federal government has no reason to go out looking for a problem, because once the problem's determined, then they have to pay for it. I'm fighting against the federal government, the EPA, the Department of Energy, trying to bring evidence to them, compelling them to do what's right.
The bill asks for future funding of up to $300,000 a year. The proposal has not been voted out of committee. The next Missouri statewide tornado drill will be on March 6th. It's an opportunity to prepare in the event of a severe weather emergency while at home, school, or work. On March 6th, NOAA weather radios will alert listeners at the start of the drill. Outdoor warning sirens will also sound across participating communities at 11 a.m. Schools and businesses are encouraged to take part in the drill. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is MissouriNet.
Sports is about overcoming obstacles. This is Ernie Johnson Jr., and those are the stories I love to tell in the broadcast booth. But the courage of college athletes is more than matched by another group of young men, the boys fighting Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's the most prolific genetic killer diagnosed in childhood, and there's no cure. But college football coaches are doing something about it, and you can help. It's called Coach to Cure MD. Text the word CURE to 501-501 to donate $25 on your next mobile phone bill, or go online at CoachToCureMD.org. Text the word CURE to 501-501 today. Help college football coaches cure MD. You'll be proud you did.
Sponsored by the American Football Coaches Association. Texting and data rates may apply.
Missouri's economy is growing, but not as fast as the country's economy overall. Joe Haslag, economics professor at Mizzou, says the U.S. economy grew by 2.5% last year, while Missouri's grew by only 2%.
We have not seen sort of the things that we think are primary engines of growth. We're not seeing a lot of high-tech or information-based economic or sectors that are growing very rapidly in the state.
He says some sectors of Missouri's economy are strong, namely mining, logging, education and health services, and leisure and hospitality. Eastern Airlines is moving its headquarters to Kansas City International Airport. The revived air carrier began operations nearly 98 years ago and was one of the country's 4 major airlines throughout much of the 20th century. It went out of business in 1991 but was revived in 2007 and now functions as both a cargo and passenger charter carrier, including transporting U.S. troops overseas. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is MissouriNet.
This is Bill Wise with the latest Appetite for Pork report. Today I'm talking with Dr. David Newman, Senior Vice President of Market Growth at National Pork Board, about how your pork checkoff dollars are working to bring more U.S. pork to tables around the world. Dr. Newman, the pork checkoff has been working to expand markets here at home. What exactly does that mean for pork producers?
Right now, in this challenging market that we're in, our goal is driving demand, both domestically and internationally. We're building one-on-one relationships with several different pieces of the marketing aspect of pork, retailers, food service operators, and we're also working a lot with C-stores. So making sure that we're playing in all the areas where consumers are shopping. Using checkoff funds to do that keeps pork top of mind with relevant consumers.
Thanks again, David, for talking with us today about how the pork checkoff is building a bigger appetite for U.S. pork. You can find out more information at porkcheckoff.org/radio.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Here at KSMO, let's take a look at that Salem Nutrition Center's menu for today. And they will be serving up on this Thursday beef lasagna with garlic breadsticks, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Lunch is served from 11 to 12:30 at the Salem Nutrition site located inside the Salem Senior Center at 604 North McGrath Lane. All are welcome to attend. All ages are. And if you're 60 and above, your suggested contribution's $5. If you're under the age of 60, your cost for your meal is $7. And don't forget, they have a soup and salad bar that is available beginning at 10:30, and dessert is also available on a daily basis. Again, that lunch menu for today at the Salem Nutrition site is beef lasagna, garlic breadstick, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. And if you have any questions, you can call 729-2373. And don't forget, the menu may change without notice. Every weekday we bring you that Salem Nutrition Center's menu as a courtesy of KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. Stick around. AP News is coming up. Also, we have for you a look at sports. We've got Jason Edwards from the Salem Memorial Hospital in this morning, and we'll have Daryl Skiles in this morning as well from the South Central Regional Stockyards. It's all coming your way here at KSMO Radio and online at KSMORadio.com or KSMO Media websites.
It's back! The Salem Memorial Hospital Foundation invites everyone to the Dancing with the Salem Stars fundraiser Saturday, February 24th and 7th at the Salem R80 High School Gym. Table seating is available for $20 per person in advance or reserve a table. Bleacher seats will be available at the door for $10. Purchase your tickets in advance by calling 729-6626, extension 4005. The Dancing with the Salem Stars fundraiser Saturday, February 24th at the high school gym with the doors opening at 6:30. We'll see you there!
This spotlight on soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. The new soybean breeder at the Fisher Delta Center is Fung Lin, who says he's part of a directional shift working with the Missouri Soybean Merchandising Council.
Based on our alignment with the MSMC, our breeding program will be more focused on half conventional and half herbicide traits. And our herbicide traits will mainly focus on Extend and Extend Flex.
Lynn says he looks forward to working with colleagues on behalf of Missouri soybean growers.
I'm very excited. We have an excellent team here, and we are ready to know those new concepts and explore the new ways to benefit our farmers.
Fung Lin is based at the Fisher Delta Research Center. Learn more at mosoy.org from Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
No one plays more music. KSMO Salem.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Thousands of Americans are having trouble with their cell service this morning. AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile are among the cell phone service providers who are having issues. AT&T alone had thousands of outages in Houston, Atlanta, and Chicago. Not clear yet why this is happening. Wait until you hear what President Biden called Russia's President Putin last night. The AP's Jennifer King has this.
President Biden's on a 3-day swing through California to raise money for his re-election campaign and heads to Silicon Valley today doing fundraisers with deep-pocket Democratic donors. Biden called Russian leader Vladimir Putin a crazy SOB during a fundraiser Wednesday night, but says the existential threat to humanity is climate change. Biden also took aim at political rival Donald Trump, who's been comparing the suspicious prison death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny to his own legal troubles. Biden told supporters that the Republican Party once had a moral center, but that under Trump's influence, that seems to be lost. I'm Jennifer King.
The president's also reportedly thinking about how to deal with illegal border crossings. The AP's Ben Thomas.
The White House is exploring options President Biden could deploy without congressional approval to enact a crackdown at the southern border. 3 people familiar with the deliberations say the administration is considering using provisions of federal immigration law that former President Trump repeatedly used, specifically a section of the Immigration and Nationality Act, which gives a president broad leeway to block entry of certain immigrants if it would be detrimental to the national interest. It could be used in a variety of ways, including having the ban kick in when illegal border crossings hit a certain number. Ben Thomas, Washington.
7 people injured in a fire at a Chicago high-rise building yesterday. No word on how that started. The number of Americans applying for unemployment fell to its lowest level in 5 weeks, even as some companies announced layoffs. This is AP News. Now to a long rescue mission that ended well.
Rescuers had to spend 11 hours this past weekend at Mount Washington in New Hampshire to save a stuck hiker. While hiking down Mount Washington through heavy winds, Cole Mathis hit a patch of snow-covered ice and slid down hundreds of feet down a ravine. That led to a rescue mission that lasted 11 hours and left him with a lower leg injury and frostbite. One of the rescuers, Levi Fry, explains why the rescue took that long.
The severity of the conditions made navigation to the hiker extremely slow. It was very difficult to see even between what are known as the cairns, which are how you navigate down a lot of these trails so you know you're staying on them.
Fry recommends that if anyone plans to hike Mount Washington, they should have the proper winter gear and be prepared for bad weather. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Gas is $3.27 a gallon this morning, same as a week ago. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
This is Cardinals broadcaster Ricky Horton. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back and on the fields in Jupiter, Florida. Spring Training 2024. It'll be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered and will be with you from the first pitch to the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark Sports Leader, KSMO.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the American Legion Post number 99, Looking Glass Salon, Salem Senior Center, and McCoy Vision Clinic, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
This Missouri Net Sports Report is presented by Mango, Missouri's natural gas operators, reminding you that natural gas is flammable and dangerous if there's a leak. If you smell gas, leave fast.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. Four-time Gold Glove winner Eric Hosmer announced his retirement after spending 13 years in the majors. He's 34 now, and Hosmer helped the Royals to the 2015 World Series title. And in that postseason, against the Astros, Blue Jays, and Mets, he only had 14 hits in 16 games, but he drove in 17 runs. He always came in big in the clutch, and his baseball IQ was tops.
Runner at third, one out. Broken back. Cut off by right. Out, throw home. One-out tie game. Unbelievable base running by Eric Hosmer has tied it.
That was in the World Series clinching Game 5, tying the Mets 2-2 before they won in 12 innings. Hosmer left KC after 7 seasons. He signed a massive contract with San Diego, and his numbers dropped off significantly after that. The Royals will take on the Texas Rangers tomorrow afternoon, their first spring training game, and the Cardinals have their first spring training game coming up Saturday against the Marlins. The Blues look to avoid their third loss in a row. They host the New York Islanders tonight. Basketball, Missouri State has now lost 4 of their last 5. The Bears crushed by Bradley 86-62. A win tonight by the Missouri State women keep them in second place in the Valley standings. They're at conference leading Drake tonight. The Mizzou women at Florida, stuck in a 7-game losing streak. And one basketball team making some noise is on the junior college level in Trenton, Missouri. Shout out to you listening on KTTN. The Lady Pirates of North Central Missouri College looking to complete a perfect Region 16 regular season with a win over Jefferson College in Hillsboro on Friday. The Lady Pirates are ranked 7th in the country. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Freedom isn't just a word. It should be a way of life for all Missourians. Wouldn't it be wonderful to live in a state where you're free from excessive taxes, regulations, and corporate handouts, and free to send your children to the school of your choice? That's why we at the Show Me Institute put together our 2024 Missouri Blueprint, a roadmap on how the state can progress to a bright future. The blueprint covers policy ideas from a Bill of Rights for parents to government transparency, school report cards, healthcare reform, and more. Our vision is for Missouri to be a place where entrepreneurs can pursue their dreams, parents are free to direct the education of their children, and a growing economy provides opportunities for all. Critical to achieving this vision is a government that understands the value of freedom in the lives and future of our people. Check out our 2024 Missouri Blueprint, moving Missouri forward at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Out of KSMO Studios, take a look at that forecast. Well, we're going to have partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Pretty much most of the rest of the day. We'll still have some clouds rolling through occasionally, but we'll have a fairly nice day today. We should warm up to about 65 to 67 degrees. Depends on when clouds do come rolling back in this afternoon. We will have southerly winds that will move to the north this afternoon. And we have still a slight chance of getting a little bit of rain, but not much for this morning anymore. Clear skies tonight, low of 37. Northwesterly breezes will take over this afternoon and be with us at 10 to 15, gusting to 20. Sunny skies Friday, a bit cooler, high close to 60. With northwest winds 10 to 15, still gusting to 20 to 25. Clear Friday night, low of 32 with those same northwest winds. Sunshine Saturday, high of 53 with northerly breezes moving back to the south by the afternoon. Clear Saturday night, there we get the words out there, and a low of 38. And then sunny Sunday. Sunny Sunday. What a Sunday. 70 for a high. Currently at the KSMO Studios. Right now, it's still 55 degrees. We do have partly cloudy skies at KSMO. We still have 5-mile-an-hour winds that are kind of coming out of south, southwest. 91% is our relative humidity. Pressure climbing up. 29.70 inches. Feels like about 54, so, yeah, down a degree, and it feels like, but not really much at all. Here at KSMO, it's time for a little agribusiness news. Next, it's brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station.
Biofuel trade barriers. Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Dorenkamp with Agribusiness News on Brownfield. Follow coverage of the 2024 National Ethanol Conference this week right here and at brownfieldagnews.com. And to learn about America's ethanol industry, go to ethanolrfa.org. The chief ag negotiator in the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative says there have been some challenges reducing tariffs as work continues to improve global market access for U.S. biofuels. Brownfield's Kara Hart reports from the National Ethanol Conference in San Diego.
Doug McCaleb says one of the biggest hurdles has been removing Brazil's 18% tariff on U.S. biofuels. McCaleb says he recently met with Brazil leaders and had straightforward discussions.
As a result of that conversation, the Secretary Geller promised to me that he would go back, meet with the Brazilian CAMEX, and to put together a proposal for us on how they might change their direction.
McCaleb says he's expected to hear more from Brazil at the World Trade Organization's ministerial conference later this month. He also says conversations continue with China and other Indo-Pacific countries to provide more regulatory certainty for U.S. products through import-export licensing. Reporting from the National Ethanol Conference in San Diego, California, I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield.
An economist with Creighton University says the global economy is impacting farm machinery sales. Ernie Goss says the latest Rural Main Street Index shows ag equipment sales slumped below growth neutral for the 8th time in the past 9 months.
Farmers are still looking and out there and not buying equipment. Their optimism is not strong because of higher interest rates. That's resulting in lower rural retail sales.
But he tells Brownfield,
I think we're reaching a bottom there. I think what's going to turn this around is the Federal Reserve is probably going to reduce interest rates, but that's unfortunately not going to come till June or July of this year.
Goss says weaker grain prices are also having a negative impact on equipment purchases. And $1 million is available to fund research targeting an emerging virus that threatens the U.S. pork supply. Swine Health Information Center Director Dr. Megan Niederwerder says Japanese encephalitis virus is transmitted by mosquitoes and can infect pigs, humans, and horses.
And what we want to do with this research program is, of course, develop new tools, new knowledge on how we can best prevent the virus from being introduced, prepare for a potential incursion
She tells Brownfield JEV has been designated a priority virus by the U.S. swine industry, and Schick has partnered with the Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research to fund the program. I'm Mark Dorenkamp with Brownfield Ag News.